There's a fire starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch and it's bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and sell me out and I'll lay your ship bare. See, I'll leave with every piece of you.
What's good, YouTube? So this video is going to be a video on my diet. My diet has completely changed now. I'm now into getting ready for my competition, which the first one is in April. So my diet is completely switched around now. So we're now looking at, we've dropped some of the carbs. We've dropped a lot of the carbs from what I was doing. So we're no longer trying to put on any size. I have gained the size I'm going to gain for this year until I go off season again later on in the year. So I'm now looking to really kind of cut down, get my abs back in, get my obliques running, get everything really, really tight, get my waist down and get everything in proportion ready for the first show in April. So we've dropped the carbs. I'm on a carb rotation, which many of you probably won't have heard of before, so I'll try and explain the basis. You do a day one, which is a high day of carbs, which is still lower than what I was intaking on my daily carbs before, but it's a lower day of the 3 days that I'm going to cover. So you do a high carb day, and this is all obviously worked out to your own body macros and so on, however you're working out your carbs to your body weight. And then you do, the second day is a medium carb day, so you drop the carbs from the first day. So again, it's a lot less than what I was actually intaking on my previous diet, but still it's less than yesterday's diet, if that makes sense. And then the third day is a minimal carb diet where you have hardly any carbs in the day. You are completely dropping out on your carbs as much as you can. Obviously, I'm still going to run on some carbs because I'm still nearly 5 months out from my competition, so I've still got a reasonable amount of time to keep preparing, so I don't want to lose too much muscle. And if you drop your carbs straight away, then you can potentially lose your muscle out. So it's a gradual process of bringing it down and muscle preserving at the same time. So again, like always, my diet's been done by Josie, and obviously her links and everything are always on the end of my video. So if anybody wants to get in touch with her, that will be at the end of the video as well. So the diet, I will do a diet day, kind of day in the life sort of in between the both, so you can see the kind of foods that I'm now eating in the next couple of weeks, probably maybe next weekend. So we are on a cheat day next weekend. So I'll get the foods in so you can see how it kind of works and how I'm piecing together everything and so on and so forth. But it's a lot less eating than what I was doing, so it's a bit more manageable. But at the same time, we don't want to lose any muscle as well, so you've got to be very careful when you start to drop and diet. So once you've done your 3-day carb cycling, you then go back to your day 1 cycle and you run that through. And my cheat days are now going to be every 13 days. So I'll run the carb cycle, do 12 days in the carb cycle, and on the 13th day I then get a kind of a cheat day as such. But it's going to be a controlled cheat day rather than the cheat days that you saw me have before. Due to I don't want to be putting on any more fat by eating loads of shit, so I need to watch out what I'm now eating because the competition is going to be fast approaching soon, and the more fat I have to put on, that's the more work I'm going to have to do close to the competition. So in my eyes, it's not worth, if I can still enjoy my cheat meals, but I just need to control my fats a bit more than what I was doing, rather than going full out, because I didn't really have to worry about fat burning. So it's a process now of controlling everything and being sensible, because at the end of the day I want to look my best on stage, and if there's more fats to burn off, that's more work for me to do, which is going to be harder for me to get rid of as well. So it only makes sense. You're only going to undo your hard work if you keep piling in loads of shit that you don't actually need. So just be careful if you're dieting and you do have your cheat days. Obviously you need your cheat days because it resets your metabolism and everything like that, but you do need to be careful on the fats if you are looking to show diet, because it's just more fat you're going to have to burn off at the end of the day. So just be careful. That's the only thing I would say on the cheat days. I will, obviously, like I said, I will try and do a day in the life of on a cheat day, so you can see how I control my fats and what I'm looking to eat as well. So yeah, that's how my diet's going to work now. We'll run that for until we hit the 12-week mark, and that's 12 weeks prior to the 26th of April, which is my competition first date. So we'll then change the diet again. So this one is going to be running, I think the 12-week point is about the 2nd week in February. So this diet is, I started Monday and it's now Saturday. So I've been running it for 5 days or so now. So and we had the first weigh-in this morning. I've already dropped, say, a kilo of weight, which is, you want to be averaging about half a pound a week on when you're trying to diet until you get to a sufficient that you're ready to hold. The reason I've dropped so much is because the Christmas period, obviously I had 18 hours off my diet, which then I went all out apart from my fats again, and that's probably caused me to hold a lot more water. So now I've cut all the crap and I've halved the carbs and everything like that. My water's now dropped down, so it's not bad on the first week, but next week we're looking to keep a constant kind of half a pound weight loss each week, so we're gradually going down. So I was at a 76 kilogram body weight. We're going to look to drop between kind of 68 and 70 for show weight for April, which is a little bit frustrating because it's where I started in the sense of weight, but I'm going to look 10 times better and 100 times more defined and shredded. So that's fine. Don't worry too much about your weight, long as you are controlling it. Long as at the end of the day, it's what you look like rather than the weight you're trying to hit. So obviously weight's a factor in looking at how much you're putting on and whether you're putting anything on, but don't get too fixated on the weights. And that's a point I would just make about when you are dieting. Don't worry too much about your weight. Don't let it drop crazy, but if you're going down, don't see it as a bad thing, because at the end of the day you are dropping your body fat and you will be dropping water along with that, so don't worry too much about that one. So I'd just like to say thank you to everyone, take this opportunity to say thanks to everyone who supported me so far. We had a good 2014, channel only opened in October and I've already hit over 200 subscribers, which I'm really happy with, considering I'm a nobody as such at the moment until I start hopefully winning some competitions and so on. So I want to thank everybody for the support so far, and everyone that's given me the positive comments and messaging me, Pete, about my diets and things. As I said, I can't reveal the macros for my diet because that's Josie's work, and that would be unfair for me to reveal all Josie's work. That's her hard work, but I'm happy to talk about where I got to, how I got to there, and kind of help people along the way and advising them with foods and so on. So I'm absolutely fine with that. People keep messaging me and asking me, how do I get bigger, and we're having a good chat with some people, so I appreciate that. It's good feedback for me, and I appreciate that people are still watching the videos and subscribing. So thank you, and stay tuned. There's a lot more to come and a lot more exciting things to come as well, so keep tuned and we shall see what happens in 2015.
That we almost had it all. The sky